Hello everyone. Right, I'm going to finish my coffee while we wait for people to join this thing. I might send out a couple of quick invites because that's what we do. Ping, 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 ping. Also, if you guys would like to give this a share, that'd be greatly appreciated. Lovely, there's some invites sent out. What I'm going to do today, I was going to do a where am I at, what have I been doing, that sort of thing. I can still include that in what I do today, but I've decided to start weathering the camel truck. It's starting to get close now to the point where I can take it out and get it properly dirty, not just weathered dirty. Chris Leach has joined us. You might want to watch Chris. We're going to do a bit of a shout out to you, mate, soon. All right. So Adam's joined us. Thanks for joining, fellas. So we're gonna do some weathering on the camel. That's sitting right here. I've got heaps of trucks laying around, so if you want to see anything on those, let me know. I've changed up the cross truck a bit. If you haven't seen the pictures, I'll show you the truck shortly, and you can see what I've changed on that, just to try and get it to perform how I want it to perform. When I took the cross truck out, I drove it like a TRX4, and that was the biggest mistake I could have made. TRX4's got a crap ton of brass sitting underneath it, so it's forever pulling itself down to the ground. The cross truck doesn't. Apples and oranges, I took it out, drove it like the TRX4, it fell over a lot, and that was my fault. So I've made some changes to that. I'm going to finish my coffee. So while I finish my coffee, if you guys want to shoot out some shares, shoot out some invites, that sort of thing, that'd be awesome. Then we're going to break out some of these bad boys. I'm sure you've seen me use these before. If you haven't, you're missing out. Not really. Dennis has joined us. Thanks for joining, Dennis. So yeah, we're going to smash some of these onto the camel. Bit of a look-see around it, everything else I've been doing. I know I've been a bit quiet with the live feeds lately, and that's due to the back injury, the back injury I suffered from work. That's been up and down like a yo-yo. It's been hard for me to do anything. Normally I'd like to get out and drive my trucks as often as I possibly can, but as it currently stands, I go out for about an hour and then I'm wrecked for the rest of the day, so it's hard. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Shoot out some shares, invites, whatever you like, and then we're going to rip into dirtying up this pretty truck that looks so clean it's a shame to dirty it. I sort of don't want to, but I'm going to. It's like when I built the farm truck, which is over there, the old cross truck. When I built that, everyone said, dude, you got to weather that truck. I said, I can't do it. It looks too pretty. You know, everyone weathers trucks these days, which is fine. But that cross truck, I just couldn't do it. It's too pretty. So you'll be glad to know the Cross Demon, I have said before I got it, as soon as it gets a scratch, I'll rust the scratch. On its first trip out, it got some scratches, so there's already rust spots on there. I've done a little bit of that. I'll give you a look at that shortly too. So that's where we're at. What's everyone doing? Lars has joined us. Thanks for joining, mate. It's probably stupid late where you are, and I understand half the time when I put out a notification saying I'm going live, it wakes you up, so I appreciate you joining us. So I'm just going to finish my coffee quickly. If you guys got any questions, now's the time to shoot them out, and I'll try and respond whilst drinking the coffee. Now, stuff we're going to need for the weathering of the camel truck. I've got a little plastic container here with some water in it. I've got an array of Tamiya weathering kits. These are bloody handy. If you've watched my YouTube video when I did the air racing style accessories, when I rusted all these up. So I essentially turned one of these into one of these. So if you watched when I did this, I'm going to use a lot of the same techniques on the truck. I probably won't hit it with the black paint and then weather so much. I want to try and do, if I can find the right colour, I want to try and do a bit of this rusty colour, which is a bit of a brown. I want to try and do a lot of that sort of colour around the base of the truck, sort of spread it halfway up, and then cover it with a nice light dust colour. Christian Oliver's currently building his Cross RC Demon, everyone, so tag him every time you comment. Let's blow up Christian's foe. So that's sort of the plan today. Fred, I'll need to watch this May Needed for weathering the 6x6. That's if it's any good, mate. You might watch this and go, nah, I'm not doing that. Look, a lot of people have watched the weathering stuff I did with the air racing gear, and they loved it. I've had a lot of people come to me and say, dude, thanks for doing that video. It made weathering look really easy. So they've gone and done it on their trucks, and some of the results, man, it's good. It's really good. I'm no expert at this. I'm just one of you guys sitting here doing it to my truck. So to see so many people use my little technique, go out, weather their own truck, and it comes up, look better than when I do it. Looks awesome. It's good stuff. It's nice to be able to do little things like that to help people. Now what I'm going to try and do when I start weathering this truck in a moment is I'm going to see if I can turn my camera around facing the truck, and I'm going to try and do it all so you can see what I'm doing. I keep saying that, oh, I'll do this and I'll do that. I've gone back and watched some of my feeds, and it's like, I said I was going to do this, but I didn't do it. So I'm going to try and do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and I'll have to do little bits and go, I'm now putting on the water, I'm now putting on the powder. We're just going to see how it goes. Right, so I'm going to have a swig of my coffee, move it out the way, and then should we start on the Camel, or should I show you what I've changed on the Demon? Let me know, and that's what we'll do. I love it when you guys get involved in these feeds. It's really good. These feeds aren't just for me to sit here and go, look at me, I'm on camera. It's so that we can all have a chit chat. Freddie's keen. Freddie's really keen. So we can just have a bit of a chit chat and whatever else, and enjoy the hobby. That's what it's about. So, what do you want to see? Do we start weathering, or do I show you what I've done to the Cross? It's up to you. Ooh, we've got a toss up already. Brian wants to see the Demon. Lars wants to see the Camel stuff. Anyone else want to chime in? Anyone at all? Taking offers. But while you decide, I received some mail this week. Received some mail from a bloody good bloke in RC, and his name's Chris Leach. He's frequent on these live feeds. Chris sent me some decals. Check it out. Hang on, if I hold that way, you can read what it says. There you go. Chris sent me some decals. Chris sent me a lot of decals. There's the big ones, there's the little ones. Chris, mate, thank you. This is insane. Now I've got to try and find somewhere to put them all. I'm going to be extending the garage soon, because my lovely little scale garage, it's just too small now. I can't put the 8x8 in, it doesn't fit. So at the moment, I think it's about 4 foot. It's not big enough. I'm thinking between 8 and 10 foot. Big garage. I'm going to build all that up. That's something we'll do in feeds as well. So I want to have a decent area where I can say, look, this is what we've got to work with. At the moment, I've got my phone crammed deep in the depths of the garage, and I'm trying to work around all that, so I need more room. Chris, massive thanks, mate. That's awesome. I will put one of these on Slinky's forehead when he rocks up, as soon as he gets off the plane. Ryan! There you go. Very much appreciated, mate. You didn't have to do that. Chris is one of those blokes in RC that has he's got the RC spirit down pat, you know. He's in it for the right reasons. So, are we doing the Demon? We've had a couple of Demons. Alright, look, we'll do a quick what I've been doing with the Demon, then we'll start smashing into the weathering. Right. Now the Demon's a little dusty, so I'm gonna have to give her a quick wipe down. Oh, it's also a bit heavy. Right, so like I said, I took it out. The reason this truck's dusty is because I went sanding the crap out of that Range Rover body trying to get it Mickey Mouse. Man, I'm irritating myself with that. I'll give you the tip. Right, we'll give it a quick little dust. I usually like dust because it adds character, but this is just all white and it's not. That's not like it's been on the trails dust. So, the Demon. What have I done? I changed the wheels and tyres. I put on some Sunraysia wheels, wagon wheels, whatever you want to call them, heavy metal wheels. The factory wheels that come with this truck are very light. This truck in the back end is very light. Unless you can smash the biggest possible battery that'll fit in the back of this truck, it's going to be light. The battery I use is about yay big, it's not very big. So I wanted to add some more weight to it. And that was because I kept rolling it over. Again, my fault, not the truck's. I thought to myself, I need to do something so it's a bit more planted. So heavy metal wheels. I have also changed my shock location. It's not on the furthest inner setting now, it's on the furthest outer setting. I've also flipped the shocks upside down so that all the oil is sitting at the bottom. Hopefully a little bit more weight down low. I've also changed the rates on it. I purposely limited the amount of flex I now get with the truck. The amount of flex I was getting before was crazy. These trucks are unreal out of the box as far as if you want stupid flex. Even that's heaps. So hopefully soon, especially once Christian gets his done, we'll get it out and we'll get a bit of a drive going and give it a good test. You can see there on the bonnet, I don't know how I managed to scratch it there. No, there, look. So this light's not helping, but I have rusted that. There's some rusty patches up over here because someone scratched it. Don't know who that was. Little spot over here on the front panel. That light's really not helping. I'll take a few detailed pictures of what I've rusted. Essentially, like I said, if I scratched it, I hit it with some rust because that was sort of what I said I was going to do from the get-go. For those that haven't seen it, there's the engine bay. Essentially, painted some of the rockers and the air intakes with the same colour as the truck. Hand painted the rest. I masked all the green stuff, and that was painful, man. I was halfway through doing it and going, why do we do this stuff? As soon as I took the masking tape off, that's why we do it, because it looks awesome. Hit it with a few, some scale battery wires there. I got my little hand drill out, drilled a couple of holes in the terminals on the battery and the motor tray. A couple of small screws. Ran some scale wires up there. I like that. Little details make the difference. Even stuff like these little caps up here. I dotted those with the red. Dotted that with the yellow. Top of your battery with the yellow. Little cross RC decal with a little dab of yellow on the handle there. The little things make the big differences. So that's where we're at with that. I can't think of anything else that I've changed on it. I think that's it. So hopefully it won't be too long, and I can get that thing out for a run, and we can see if what I've done's actually made a difference. Because I do like my cross truck. It is a pretty thing. I just need to remember next time I go out with it, it's not a TRX4 that's got a pound of brass underneath it. It's just not. All right, let's dirty up this pretty truck. I'm gonna unplug my phone charger. I'm gonna try and flip the camera around. Move the truck back. So I'm gonna have to move a couple of things. Move the truck back, and then I'll see if I can do this, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Coffee's done. Right. Hopefully this works. Right. Let's push the right buttons here. Come on, phone. Is it that one? There we are. Lovely. Move some of this stuff out of the way, and you guys can have a bit of a sticky beak at what I'm doing. You're going to have to excuse my hands here. I'll also turn on my little Yeah Racing pit light. That should lovely illuminate that for us. I'm going to move the truck over this way a bit. This is really not going to work very well, but I'll see what happens. I may, once I get myself set up here, I may be able to pick up the phone and just hold it with my hand, etc. I think the first the first colour I'm going to use is actually going to be, I don't know how well this will focus, this rust colour on the end. Now, I know it says rust, I know it's an aluminum body. If anyone tells me it's an aluminum body and it doesn't rust, I'll crack the piece. I'm going to use that sparingly. I say sparingly, I'm going to hit it with water and run it all the way along sort of this height. What we need to remember is I'm going to wash out these colours a bit. So, hopefully, here we go, this is a better idea. Look at that, lovely. So hopefully, when I hit it with this colour, which I'm going to now scratch up so that once I hit it with my brush, I've actually got some colour here. I'm just going to give that a bit of a scratch. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Give me a moment and I will show you. I'll give this a bit of a scratch. I'm not going to worry about the silver because that would mean that the paint's come off and it's all shiny underneath, and that's sort of not what we're going for. So, scratched up my powders. Don't know how we can see that. Scratch that up so that when I hit it with my brush, I get plenty of it. Just going to scratch up my other colours here. These lighter, muddy, dirty colours are what are going to go over the top of the dark colour to try and give it a bit of depth. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to, with a big ass paintbrush, I'm just going to, now keep in mind, you're gonna spill some water and stuff like that down here. This is the scale garage, it's going to be dirty, so I don't mind too much. Right, I'm going to dab a little bit of water and I'm just going to haphazardly dab some along the side of the truck. This is what my brain says will work properly, so let's find out if my brain's correct, eh? Very generously now, I'm going to start dabbing on this dark colour. This is supposed to be a rust colour, but it doesn't look very rusty. Now, when you first see this go on, you're going to look at it and go, oh, geez, mate, I don't know, that looks a bit crap. Even me sitting here now, mate, that looks a bit crap. Weathering's about layers. You're not just going to, you know, hit your truck with the first coat and go, yeah, that's awesome. That's not how weathering works. It's a layer game. You've got to take your time and, you know, keep working at it until you get the effect you're after. But even this, I'm losing the brush strokes. I'm just starting to get the nice finer little pieces. Looking through what you're looking at, that looks a bit how it would. You know, a bit of road grime, a bit of water. I'm going to run some just up and down here because in my mind, you're going to get some splashing up and down around here. There we go. A few thicker spots. A bit more water along here. Now, if you have any questions, shoot them out. Every now and then, I'm going to poke my head around and have a look at at the screen, and see if I can help you out with anything. That's gone a smidge thick there, but I think that'll be alright. I can actually stretch some of this stuff out. If I keep dabbing this, once I put, this is what we've got to remember too, I know that looks really thick at the back there. Once I start putting the lighter colours, these ones over the top, that's all sort of going to work out. You're just going to have to trust me on that. I need another one of my little brushes. I do. I had 50,000 of them not long ago. Here we go. And that number is quickly dwindling. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit of light stuff and try and blend that in with, there we go. Blend that in with the dark. I'm going to run that from the back to the front to the back, and sort of try and mix it all through. There we go. That's lightened that up already. Lovely. Now, once this is finished, I am going to hit it with ever such a light coat of flat clear. I don't want to overdo it. A little bit of water in here. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to totally take away from all the paint. I just want to make it so the stuff that I'm putting on now stays there. That's the goal. Right, mix that colour through there a bit. Oh, she's starting to look dirty now. I don't like weathering that decal. I waited forever for that thing. Right, let's So that's what we're looking at the moment. No, Chris, it's not a makeup brush. This is a weathering brush. This is what Tamiya gives you to weather. So that's where it's at the moment. Once this is all dry, then we go over and we hit it with just this one. And we dust it on ever so lightly. And that should really soften this up and blend from this into the car colour. I will possibly run a bit of either of these colours over the windows. I'm not going to go stupid though. I don't want to make it look like someone's just got a heap of dust and gone, there you go with it. Because that's not how you do it. So I'm going to keep slowly tinkering away with this and hopefully sort of start to get a bit of the look I'm after. That has lightened that up really nice actually. Now you got to remember too, these camel trucks, man, they do not mess about. They go through some hardcore terrain, mud, dirt, whatever you can think of, they do it. So they're going to be dirty, they're going to be muddy, they're going to look a bit crappy at times. But that's sort of a part of the charm, isn't it? A bit on the fenders. There we go. Now we're starting to add a bit of age to it. Now keep in mind, I'm not going to spend the whole live feed doing this because I'll bore the crap out of all of this. I will no doubt spend some time this afternoon, keep doing what I'm doing. I will do the finer details up over the fender flare, stuff like that. Like if you do a few little swipes and things like that to give it a bit of texture to it, make it look like it's not just dusty stuff on there. Look, I mean, you can do a little quick swipe on the window, and then with the little spongy piece, give a bit of a dab, something like that, make it look like an old dirty mark. Little things like that adds that bit of extra detail and depth to it all. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bit of a look at, needs some rue blood splatter. Righto, Chris. I'll see if I can find a scale rue. I'm just going to have a quick scroll through the comments here. Ryan's joined us. Thanks for joining us, Ryan. Fred reckons it looks great. Thanks, Freddie. Dennis has joined us. What else have we got going on here? Vincent's joined us. Thanks for joining, Vincent. Right, I think I've caught up with the comments. What do you think so far? I mean, I know it looks a bit... It's getting there. I mean, from a distance. This will lighten up a bit too. I mean, even me looking at it now, it's already started to lighten up. You need to watch. Water has run down into my little door gap here. Just gotta make that not so obvious. So when that starts to dry out a bit, that won't look so obvious that water ran down it. Do a few random splatters. I will add a few bits of the darker stuff. We can run some of that through here as well. Why? This just gives it extra depth. Once I this is essentially road grime. That's what my brain says. If you don't like that, well, you don't have to watch these things. So I'm just going to keep toiling away. If you guys have got any questions, go for it. If there's anything you want to see, let me know, because we can slot that in while I'm doing this at the same time. We're not just I'm just doing this and you have to watch me sort of program. Right, so I'm going to try and dust over the top of the black stuff so it's not so prominent. I will try and knock that one down because it is a bit dark. Keeping in mind, like, it's easy to do a part of the truck like that and go, oh geez, that looks crap, man, you've really gone too far with that. It's not until you start working everything out and you go over the whole truck and get it to where you want it that you come back and go, oh no, actually that worked out alright. Or you'll start to, so this is all starting to dry now. I can actually touch it, which is good because it means that I can go back to my light colours, try and get some of this on here, and then try and get some of that to stick up over here to lighten that up, give it a bit more depth, texture, because you will get some of the stuff that goes gluggy, which sort of works out in your favour because that ends up being more so like a bit of mud's flicked up at the truck. Oh, she's dirty now. You wouldn't know it hasn't been outside. Will I weather the rims as well? Yes, but now somewhere here, let me just wipe the dust off this little package. the rims that are on the truck are not going to be the rims that are on the truck. They were some cheapies I picked up at a local hobby shop, and I decided to use those because that was what was there at the time, and I didn't have what I wanted. What I am actually going to use are these. Got these from RC Mart. That's part number, should you want to know it. I need 2 more. I only clicked bloody once, didn't I? I didn't click twice. I don't think that motorbike's loud enough. I didn't click twice, I only clicked once, so I'm waiting on the next 2 rims. Got to paint those up, put these on the truck. Then, one of these will be the spare wheel on the back, possibly one up on the roof. I don't think I'll put it on the bonnet because this has got the turbo diesel bonnet, which has got the bulge in it, and one of these wheels and tyres on that bonnet would be too big and stupid. That's my opinion on that. The G-modes are good, they're heavy. That's essentially why I wanted them. This truck is about being a big fatty, and it is. It's fat, it's heavy, and I like it. Alright, I'm going to keep going with a bit more of this muddy and stuff like that. I'm going to wipe some of the blackness. I don't know how we can see that, that's pretty blacked up now. I'm going to wipe some of the blackness off this little weathering applicator, not a makeup brush. Bloody Chris and his jokes, eh? Right, I'm going to keep adding to it. That's actually starting to really lighten up that dark stuff, which is good. That's what I want. The stuff on the flares here actually looks like, I mean, it doesn't on camera, which is a shame, but it does actually look like a good little mud splat. Now, someone said to me about actual mud splats. Now, I haven't done this before, but I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to grab an old paintbrush I've got here. I'm going to wipe the paint off it. I'm going to try and see if I can do a little flick of some mud. This could just be a major cock up. I don't know how well this is going to work. I'm going to dip it in the water. I'm going to dip it in my little weathering dealie, and I'm just going to try and give it a bit of a flick and see what happens. Not much. Need more water? Well, there you go. So, that sort of worked. Flick on the window. It's not doing much flicking, but there is a good little flick spot there. That worked. Maybe if I flick it that way. We've all seen those little flick. There we go. So that works. Gives you nice little tiny flick spots, which is good because that's what you'd have on a truck. So all I did then, this is something you guys might want to try, perfect, because I'm no expert at that, I've just proven that. Little paintbrush, dip in water, dip in your powder, back to your water, flick. Hello Misty, Misty's joined us, say hello to Misty everyone. Okay, so now I'm just going to keep going with my light powder. Just going to scrape a little bit more up. I've no idea how long this feed's going to go for. I hadn't planned that out. It was, you guys seem to enjoy these feeds, so I figured, look, I need to do something. I've got to get off my bum and do a feed, otherwise you guys are going to bloody hate me forever. So that's why we're doing a feed. A bit more water, a bit more dusting, spread that black out a bit. Wasn't really happy with how that black was sitting. That's better. You can sort of drag the stuff out when you've got a bit of water on it. So if you've got spots like I had there where the black was a bit thick, sorry my hand's in the way, the black was a bit thick in this one patch, so I can spread it out a bit, and then once that starts to dry, drag a bit more off the top, and then I can start hitting it again with, I don't know how well this will work, I'll try my luck, then I can start hitting it again with the lighter colour on top, just to try and, there we are, try and lighten it, give it a smidge of muddy look. What do you think? Is that starting to look like a dirty truck or what? Or does it just look crapola? Oh, what I need to do, and I can see from here, I can see on the camera, so I need to blend from here upwards. So it's not so obvious what I've been doing, because at the moment I've got too clear cut a line between the paint and the dirty stuff. So I'm going to get my little paintbrush. I'm just going to try and just dab a smidge of water up along the top line here. And I'm going to run this muddy colour across the top, just to try and break up that line where it's obvious that I've been. We don't want obvious. That's better already. So then I'll go from here and work a lighter colour in. You want to go dark at the bottom, light at the top. That's generally how it works, because all your muddy crap sticks to the bottom of your truck and all the dusty stuff floats to the top. Generally, that's how it works. Now I'll go for a bit of lighter stuff. That's a bit better. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking this up, but that's actually changed that heaps looking at it here in person, and it looks heaps better. I really quite like those mud flicks. What I'll do, and this is the thing, as you go, you change your mind and you do bits and whatever else. I'm happy with sort of how it's looking around the camel area. That looks like it's dirty and it's been used. I need to do a bit more around here. I'll probably try and do a little swoosh up around here. I don't want a big drop then across, so I'll add probably some of this one up through here, and then maybe a bit more darkness up here, then a heap of light stuff around the top, and then start doing this around here. Right, let me check the comments. Heavyweight mass bead locks are nice, good way to get down, weight down low, exactly what I want, Johnny. Misty says hello. Camera's okay when you keep your hand away from it. Well, mate, it's hard, right? I'm in a limited little workshop here. I don't want to just sit here and you guys stare at my ugly mug while I weather a bloody truck. That'll just be boring. So you let me know what you think of the camera and how I'm going with it. And I'm just going to I'll do this little piece up here. Have I got enough water on my brush? No, just a smidge more. If you're not sure about how to do any of this stuff, when you start doing it, baby steps. The best thing with the Tamiya powder is you can wipe it off. If you do this stuff, like if I got my cloth now and wiped it hard enough with a little bit of water, all of that stuff would come off and look brand new again. So if you start doing it and you cock it up and you're really not happy with it, wipe it off. You can start again, or test yourself. Keep going a bit further and see if you can get it to the point where you're really happy with the look that you get. Bit of light stuff through here. Just try and feather that out a bit, just so it's not so obvious that it was a brush stroke that done it. Yes, that looks good. I like that. Now, I want to keep using my light colour, this one here, and I'm going to keep trying to build a bit up on the top of the truck there. That's the plan. Whether it works, we are yet to find out. Keeping in mind too, this truck's yellow, so it's hard to do colours like this on a truck that is this colour and have it come out that it's obvious that you've done it, but at the same time it doesn't really stick out that you've gone and dusted it. So that's why I've dabbed that colour on there now, and I'm just sort of brushing it down a bit so that it's only faint. I don't want it to really stick out that, oh, Jono's been here and he's darkened this up and this is why he's done this. I want it to look like, man, that truck's been sitting in shed for 10 years after doing its last Camel Trophy run. That's sort of what we're going for. I mean, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage with this truck in the sense of the bonnet is from a 2010 Defender. The last Camel Trophy was in 98. So I think you can see the issue we're having there. Not sure how that looks for you guys. Let's shut that light off. There you go. Is that starting to look alright? Misty, it's not paint. It's actually the Tamiya weathering kits. I'm using a mixture of A, B and C, mostly A and B. Using a mixture of those just to try and, I'm not rusting it, I'm going to rust some of the cage, I'm going to rust a little bit of the bumpers. The body, as everyone will tell you, made from aluminum, won't rust. So I'm just trying to give it a good bit of dirt, grime. I'm going to add some more little, I don't know how we can see it, I may have washed them away, the little mud splatters, stuff like that. Add some of those. I'm going to hit it with more of this dusty colour up on the top once all this is dried, so that it looks dusty, it doesn't just look dirty and horrible. But for my first go at just trying to dust up a truck, I'm reasonably happy with that so far. Like I say, you've got to work at this and fine tune it as you go. If you go nuts with it, you're going to wreck it, and then you're going to be disappointed, and then you'll probably come and blame me because I said, here, do this, and then I'll be all upset. Right, I'm going to keep adding some more of the light stuff up around the top. I'm trying not to go too quiet. I don't want you guys to get bored and be like, oh, he's just up there and played with his truck for an hour and didn't say anything. That would be boring. That would irritate the crap out of me. I wouldn't watch someone do that. So I'm trying to make it interesting. I want to try and lighten this piece up a little bit more. So I just have to keep adding now. There we go. Keep adding this. You don't want to, from what I've seen, you don't want to have big splotchy patches of one colour. It's going to look a bit crap. You need to try and, like this part here, it's a bit too thick for my liking. So I'm just going to hit it with a bit of water, spread it around a bit with the brush, just to try and open up little patches like that. I don't want to take all of it off, I just want it so that you can see a bit of the paint underneath. So it gives it depth. You can actually see the layers of what you've been doing. There we go, I like that. I'll do the same along here too, I think. It's a little bit thick. No mud ever just perfectly cakes a truck. It's always got a bit of depth and texture to it. Might add a little bit more of the light stuff around here, just so it's not so obvious of what I've just done. There you go. So what do you think of that method? Do you like it? I mean, I've been doing, I don't know how long this has been going for now, but in the short amount of time that I've been sitting here doing this, we've weathered a good portion of one side of the truck already. I've no doubt you could weather this whole truck in less than 10 hours doing this method. You just got to take your time with it, have a play. The hardest thing is starting it. When you go to all this effort to paint up a truck, make it look really pretty and nice, and then you say to yourself, okay, now I'm going to cover up all that paint with dirt and crap. That's, for me, that's the hard part. You know, we all go to all this effort to make our truck look really nice, and then we turn around and essentially wreck our own paint job. I like that. I do like that. The Camel Trophy's got to be noticeable. I do want to dust it a bit more. Buying Camel Trophy decals that match your paint's bloody impossible. So I sort of had this mindset from the very beginnings that I would try and, with the weathering, lighten up the decal a bit, which is what I'm going to try and do now. I want to try and lighten up the decal a bit so that it matches the paint a bit more so. Let's try and spread this out a bit. I don't know how well it's going to work. Age to our decal. It's not too bad. Even on the real ones, the decal never quite matched. I've done a lot of research on these things since I started building this. Hours upon hours upon hours of YouTube videos being watched. I've done a lot of research, and the decals were never quite the same as the truck. So I don't feel horrible that it's not the same. Also too, once I get this truck out in the sun, that may fade a little bit, which at this stage would be excellent. I'm going to try and do a couple more little of those mud flicks that I was doing. Somewhere up the back here, something like that. And then sort of, I can sit back then and have a look at, see what I think. Right, I'll scratch up a bit of that. Put that there. Get some of that on there. I've got to try and think of which angle to do it. No, a bit more water. Now I will take some close-up pictures of this stuff so you guys can actually see what I'm, why I'm flicking this and what it's actually doing. Because you're probably not seeing much through that camera. We can see there's a bloke flicking a paintbrush, and I'm sure that's riveting. You could do this with brown paint, if I'm honest, but I like that I can actually peel this off. If I don't like it, I can just wipe it off. With paint, you can't. If you wipe it, you're going to end up wiping off your paint behind it as well, and you don't want that. Right, give you a bit of a close-up on that. So we've got some mud splats going on. I quite like that. What do you think of the mud splats? Do you like that? Does that look nice? Might do a few more up the back here too. I quite like that. I will, once that dries, dab a little bit more over the top too, so that, like I say, it's all about depth and layers. At the moment, like here, I've got the paint, the black, the mud, the dust over the top, so we're looking at 4 to 5 layers just through that sort of piece there. Fender flares. Don't go crazy with your fender flares. If you do, it's going to look crap. Right, just going to get that brown off my brush. I'm going to add a smidge of water. I'm just going to try and make it look a bit crap. I don't want to make it look rusty. I don't want to make it look overdone. Just going to get my light little colour here. Add a bit of a splish of this. We can add some strokes to try and make it look like you've actually ran up against something. Now I'm going to get my dark colour and go over the top of that, see if I can't blend it in a bit and make it look like that's been there for quite some time. I could also get some black and mix in with this. It's getting there. I know it's hard for you guys to see what I'm doing. I do apologise for that, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I haven't got a big production value here. It's just a man in his garage. Right, I'm going to put a bit of black now. Sort of mix that up in along the fender flare. Run some black through the colour. Just to try and tone that out a bit and make it look more so like it's just dirty and not like it's purposely been brushed on there. That's the plan anyway. Keep working at that for a moment. Misty says it looks good. Johnny says aluminium doesn't rust, but it does corrode. Yeah, but it's painted, and I can't just go making it look corroded, can I? I keep telling you guys, I'm no expert at this. Alright, back to my light colour. Sort of keep working it in. I just want to make it look like it's been in a camel trophy event. Man, weren't they the days? If you haven't watched camel trophy events on YouTube, go and watch them. They're awesome. They're seriously awesome. You know, it went to crap towards the end when they started adding all the biking and kayaking and stuff like that, in my opinion. But, man, it was cool. It was just so cool. I'll flick my other light back on. Ping. That help? Nope, makes it worse. For those wondering, yeah, racing pit light. If you haven't got one, get one. They're bloody brilliant. They hold all your nuts and bolts that you can't find a home for. They give you awesome lighting for your photography. I use mine all the time for taking pictures, and it's wicked. Love it. And of course, you all know where to go and get it. Shouldn't have to tell you. rcmark.com. Go and check it out. Right, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to the fender flare, just to try and take out the obvious stuff, because no one likes the obvious stuff. It just looks obvious, doesn't it? Right, I actually quite like that. that's starting to come together pretty nice. Even the little water splashes, they've sort of dried into it now, and it looks like a good splash has hit it, and it's stayed where it's supposed to. I am going to now just ever so gently dust that. I'm not going to add water, I just want to dust over the top. Excuse my hand, dust over the top of that. Like I said, it's all about layers of the details. The details are in the layers. I like that. Zach's joined us. Thanks for joining, Zach. Appreciate you being here, mate. Johnny says, don't they run some kind of challenge thingy nowadays instead? Maybe, Johnny. I'm sure I think is it the Land Rover Experience? Something like that. It's no Camel Trophy, mate. Camel Trophy's where it was at. You know, these guys pushed these trucks to the absolute limit. And they didn't care. You know, it was just, we've got to get through there, so let's get through it. Alright, so that's where we're at there. And that's in however long the speed's been going for. I'm quite happy with that. What do you think? Give me some thumbs up and some likes if you like it. Zach's just got off work. Lovely, Zach. That's what you want, mate. I'm going to add a little bit round the front panel here. I'm not going to go stupid, because what you need to remember, for those that don't go four-wheel driving much, you're not going to have massive big splashes here, because the splash happens here and goes back this way. Who's giving me angry faces? Hey? Jeez. Bloody angry faces. Alright. So I'm going to do my little water dabs just around the front, and I'm only going to hit it with the light colour. Hopefully it'll look how I want it to. Dusty up front. That's all we're going for here. Bit of dust. Make sure you get in around your lights, on your lights. Because if you don't, it's just going to look too obvious that you came in and dusted a bit of your truck and missed heaps. You don't want, excuse my hand, you don't want big spots where it looks like you haven't weathered it properly. So I have to make sure I get in around here, get a bit on the cage work, stuff like that. Otherwise it's going to be obvious that I was here with my little weathering kit and I was talking to you guys and I just missed half of the stuff. And that's not how you weather stuff. So we have to work it around the corner. There you go, a bit on the lights. You know, this is supposed to look old and dusty. Brush some of the excess off the top. Lovely. Don't know where you can see that. The lighting here is not great. I mean, the light's great. Just the colour of the truck and what I'm trying to show you doesn't work fantastically. Not sure if I can... When I hold my hand there, you can actually see that I've got the dust and the dirt down around the front here. Now you sort of can't. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do with the whole truck. I'm going to go over the whole thing, and then I'll probably go over some of it again, and I'll come back and do bits again, because that's sort of what weathering is. You're not just going to go around, paint the whole thing once and go, yeah, wicked. You're going to go around and go, no, I think I could do a little bit more here, like I'm doing just down in here. I'm going to hit that with a little bit darker colour, I think. Just sort of mix him up a bit. Work a bit of darker colour in around some edges. Yes. Lovely. I like that. That looks bloody good. If you don't mind saying. Right, so in about, I'm going to guess, half an hour, that's where we're at. The truck's already starting to look like a crap box. Well, not a crap box, you know, look, it's gone through some pain. I'm not going to dent this truck. I like this body too much to dent it. If any dents happen, that'll be out on the trails. Now, where am I at? What am I doing? I'm going to do the back part of the truck, and then I'm going to stop. And I'm going to see what you guys want to do. If there's anything you want to see. Because I'm not going to spend this whole live feed weathering this truck. Otherwise, we're all going to be here for 10 hours. You're going to get sick of seeing me. Sneak that truck around like this. I don't know how well this is going to work. Bit of a loss for room here, people. Right, I'm going to have to wrong hand this. So if it turns out a bit crap, blame the wrong-handedness of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna just smash some water around it, keeping in mind when you do use your water with this stuff, as soon as you start dusting on your colours, it will spread heaps. So I'm just getting some of my lighter dust, and I'm going to wrong-handedly just start smashing some dust around. Got to make that decal look like it's seen some dirt. Need a little bit more water. Bit more dampings. There we go. If you haven't got enough water, you're going to see all the little dab marks and it's going to look a bit crap. Right, I'm going to go some more dust, a little dab more of water, just up around the top here. And if you can get away with doing those tiny little water dots, do that. I actually thought about using a little Misty sort of spray bottle. Not Misty's spray bottle, I don't know if Misty's got a spray bottle, but I thought about using a sort of little spray bottle to do that, to see if I could get the effect I was after. Spray it and then dab it and spray it and dab it and whatever else, just to sort of see if I could get the effect I was after, but I couldn't find one, so I've just had to go with what I've got. Tim's joined us. Thanks for joining, Tim. You've joined the How to Make Your Truck Look Crap show. So far, I've made my truck look crap. But you guys seem to enjoy it, so let's just keep going with it. Now, like I say, in all these feeds and dealies, if you want to give this a share, go for it. The more people we get watching these things, the more I'll do, the more I'll push to try and get involved in the show, whether it be special guests and things like that. You guys seem to enjoy when I had Mr. Brian Parker on. He's a bloody character, isn't he? You guys seem to enjoy it when Brian was on. So if I can, I'll try and include more people into the feeds and such. Alright, I'm going to go for a darker colour now. Just try and work a bit in. If it's all one colour, it's going to be obvious over here. Work a bit of dark in there. I need to do some black down there, I think. That's what I'm thinking. Because I don't like how that's sitting at the moment. I want to do a little hit of water down around the bottom. And then I'm going to hit it with my black. And hopefully it's going to look a bit road grimy. You've got to be careful with the black though. It seems to look like that covers really thick. So if you're going to use your black, you're going to want to dust over the top of it again. There we go. Bit of black on the decal there. Add some age to it. Lovely. Right. What are we counting you in for, Chris? Ryan, do you want to join, mate? I'd love to have you with us. Who wants Ryan to join? Just smash some stuff if you want Ryan to join, because Ryan can talk some schmack while I'm covering this in dust, and that'd be bloody helpful, actually. Ryan, do you want to join, mate? Smash some likes if you want Ryan, everyone. He does like the attention. Tim's out of here. Thanks for joining us, Tim. Appreciate it, mate. Doesn't matter if you're here for 5 minutes, the whole show, what? It doesn't matter. As long as, we get to see you, say hello. The likes are coming, Ryan. I better invite Ryan to this bloody thing, eh? Invites. Add. I have pushed the buttons. Right, what do you guys think of that? It's starting to look nice and dirty, isn't it? Hey, Slinky.
What up? Oh, hold on, let me turn the fan off.
Right, well now that Ryan's here, everyone has to share it. Because it just got interesting.
Just got entertaining.
Just got entertained. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my special guest for this evening, Ryan Slinky Williams. There you go. How's that for an intro?
Oh, you're crazy as usual.
How many people do you see getting an intro like that to a live feed? Brian Parker didn't get that sort of an intro.
Well, now I feel special.
Well, you should have smashed it there, Snakey. Right. So you know what I'm doing. You've been watching, which is quite
Yeah,
surprising because your attention span's usually not that long.
that is very true.
Well, so, mate, I've got to ask you. I know you'll be honest with me. What do you think of the truck? How's it coming up? I know the lighting's
Uh,
not great for you to tell, but
I mean, besides looking like you ran over some roo poo, it looks good.
hey, you got to run over to Rupu, mate. Donald's joined us. Thanks for joining, Donald. Right. So what are you doing, mate?
Mildew. Multiple
What are you
things,
building?
making straps.
No
Um,
rubbish.
I'm in the process of making scale concrete cinder blocks.
How are you making those?
Well, look at the camera.
I'm looking. Are you actually making them?
I got a mold.
Jeez, that's dedication.
I'm gonna do a shameless plug real quick.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Mini
Go for it.
Mini Materials on Facebook. They have
Right.
little molds for scale cinder blocks. They're 12 scale, but they look like a pretty good size. It's close
Yeah, but you got
enough.
to remember, you can buy those sorts of blocks in heaps of different sizes, mate.
Oh yeah, that's no doubt there. But yeah, Mini Materials on Facebook. It's pretty neat. They got molds for a couple different blocks. They sell the blocks. I mean, it's pretty neat. So it's a mold. It only does 4 at a time, and I need about 950 of them if I want to cover my whole garage.
Oh, so you're gonna make like the whole garage thingy with them?
I'm thinking about lining the garage with it.
Damn, that's dedicated, mate.
I know,
Credit where it's
right?
due. That is
And
dedicated.
you did hear me, right? I said it makes 4, and I need
Yeah.
950.
Yep. I heard. Um. So just for those watching, if there's anyone watching, I'm just using my really, really, really light dust color, and I'm just ever so gently trying to put some dust on the window. I will come back and brush this in a minute with a clean brush so that I can take the thickness out of it. I'm trying not to use water. I'm just trying to make the window look dirty.
I should grab my little weathering kit and do that scratch like I wanted to do, like I told you.
Do it. Do it now.
I'm in the middle of something.
Come on.
No, Johnny's got some molds on the way like that too.
Has he?
I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. Minus the part of making 950 of them, but
Yeah,
right now,
that's pretty full on.
right now it's kind of like the testing stage on how many scoops of concrete that I need. You know, the mixture ratio. Right now
Yep.
it's been sitting for almost 2 hours. I put I put a little too much water in it, I think, so it was a little runny.
Yep.
But I think it'll be neat. I mean, even if I can make, smaller things, I think it'd be kind of neat to make like a little cinder block a holding tub for like a burning barrel or something, you know?
Just having the option there, like to make your own legit concrete blocks, is awesome.
Yeah. And there's no doubt that I'm gonna put a couple on the back of the D90. So
Oh, you have to. All right. So as my brush wears thin, I'm using the really, really thin stuff and hitting the windows with it, so it just looks a bit dusty. Like that. Man, this thing legitimately, like I'm proud of this. It's starting to look really good. Isn't it nice when you can do this sort of stuff and you go, yeah, that actually looks like it's old, like it's been dirty. It's just, because it's easy to do this stuff, and then you look at it and go, why did I do that? It looks crap.
now with that stuff, if you wanted to, I know you said you were gonna dust a little bit of flat clear over it. and keep it. But like, if you finished what you were doing tonight and you stood back and go, I don't like that one bit, can you like wash that stuff off?
Yeah, I can hit it with water and a rag and wash it all off, which is unreal. Isn't it?
And I'm assuming that's why you clear it, because it can just kind of wash off.
Well, yeah, you clear it so that it all sticks hard. Essentially, you're using the
Yeah.
clear like a glue to glue the dust to the truck. So what I'm trying to do, I know I've gone a bit quiet since you joined. I'm trying to use like the last little bit of dust I've got on the truck to go over it all, so that it looks dusty and there's not big clean patches of truck anywhere.
Right.
Chris Leach is going to be pumped. He's just come back and Ryan's on. Oh, I've got you some decals too, mate, from Mr. Leach. Did you see those earlier?
Me?
Yep.
No, I must have missed that.
Yeah, Mr. Leach sent us some Rush Creek decals. Oh, he never left. Sorry, mate. This thing's Facebook. It's up and down like a yo-yo. You wouldn't know if it knows what it's doing or it doesn't.
Nah, Chris, he's just not paying attention to you.
Oh, look, mate, I'm doing what I can. I'm weathering a truck, doing a live feed at the same time, talking to you and trying to respond to everyone in the comments. I'm busy.
I'm getting Johnny sidetracked about these molds. We're excited about them. I thought about the brick one too. Maybe later, once I can accomplish these cinder blocks.
Is the brick one done as each separate brick, or is it like a heap of bricks?
I believe it's separate.
One brick.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think. I mean, because it's one cinder block, but there's 4 spaces in the mold.
That's
separate ones.
pretty
I like the. They have like I forget what they call it. It's kind of a decorative cinder block. I forget what they called it on there. Maybe Johnny can help me here once he.
Not like a retaining wall sort of block, is it? Or?
No, it's just got like a fancy cutout in it.
Okay.
Something wind block or something like that. Call them Bessa blocks. That's what Chris Leach says.
Not a Windsor wall?
Which ones I'm talking about.
I used to deliver those blocks, mate, years and years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. Used to deliver lots of that sort of crap. Lucas has joined us. Thanks for joining, Lucas. I don't know how long you've been watching, mate, but Facebook said you just joined. So if you joined earlier, you just have to send a strongly worded email to Facebook. Right, so I'm trying to do, I think today for this live feed, I'm only going to do one side of the truck because my back's starting to give me pain already, and that's not fun.
You know what it is, don't you?
Oh, what now?
The PS4 is calling our names.
Yeah. Hey, who in this Facebook group plays Ark on PS4? I know Jay does. Jay's the world's worst bloody tribe member because he joins, helps out for 20 minutes, and then you never see him online again.
You know how many times we dragged his body around?
Oh, mate, I have to drive up the wall. Right, so I'm still faffing about, adding some dirt and details. Chris Leach says, "What's a PS4?"
The man's gaming system.
Yeah, you don't want one of those boxes. I've got to stop there because I'm going to end up making dirty jokes and I'll get in trouble. Anywho, I'm still weathering away on this camel truck. I am thoroughly enjoying how it's coming up. Once the live feed finishes, I will take a few fancy photos, and just so you guys can have a really good idea of actually how it's looking, I'm going to put a bit more. You can't see what I'm doing up there,
so you can see exactly how much refu.
You like those windows?
Yeah,
Do they look dirty?
yeah. I think you could go a little bit more.
On the windows?
Well, no, never mind. It was the angle. If you hold it at more
I
of an
mean,
angle, you can see it better.
there you go.
I said an angle,
Maybe a
not straight on.
smidge. Maybe a smidge more in the back.
Maybe.
Because same deal. It's got to be dirty here than it does up towards the front. Like from here back is where it really starts to get dirty in my mind. So I'm going to dirty up the windows more in the back a smidge. I'm actually really, really quite liking that. When I've got that light on behind the truck, you really can't see it very well. But that looks good. We're winning,
Yeah,
people.
Chris, you have to plug it into the VHS and then a cassette player.
Yeah. And then you got to turn that little tuning knob on your TV until you find the right spot. Man, I used to hate that with the old Super Nintendo and Mega Drive and stuff like that. You tune it into your crappy old TV. You had to turn that little tuning knob until you found the right spot.
Yeah.
Kids
Man, I'm
these
tempted to
days
pop
do
these.
not realise. Eh?
I'm tempted to pop these blocks out because
Are
I
they
know the
set?
mixture's not. Nah, I know the mixture's not good enough, and I kind of want to start them over.
You're better off just waiting. How long has it been in there? Only a couple of hours, hasn't it?
Yeah, but it should be drying faster than that.
Is that concrete or quickcrete?
It's some kind of like
Or is it
garden
plaster of
stepping
Paris?
stone mix from the hobby store.
Because if it's concrete, man, you're going to be looking at 24 hours at least.
No, not to pop them out of the mold.
Yeah, probably 8 hours. If it's concrete, like proper concrete.
Well, it's not actual concrete. Like it's some kind of hobby store, like stepping stone, do-it-yourself ordeal.
Do it
You
yourself.
know, you get the idea.
I'm going to try and add a bit of a flick of mud on the back window. I don't know what's going to work.
You got any brown paint?
Look, I'm not doing brown on this. It's just going to be like a dusty flick. Just a few little splodges there. Actually, don't mind that. Get rid of the big stuff.
You know what
What I've been doing, Ryan. Sorry, you're right.
you need to get some like
You're right.
light dust color, like almost like a white chalky, to give it kind of some dusty.
Well, that's
look
what I'm
too.
using the sand color for. Don't know how we will see it. See the one to the far left?
Oh, okay.
It is actually a lot lighter than what this camera's showing at the moment, but I don't mind that. It legitimately looks like a dirty truck. Yay! I didn't wreck it.
Yeah.
Because that's always a possibility. Yeah, I'm not finished yet. We'll see how it goes. We have a special guest watching us.
Mama.
Mama Slinky, ladies and gentlemen. Mama Slinky. Everyone
Hi, Mama.
say hello to Cindy. Mama Slinky's joined us. She wanted to see how to weather an RC truck so she can build her own. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know, because I'm not going to weather this truck the whole time because you'll get bored. Something terrible. So let me know. I'm getting to the nitty gritty point now where I'm going to say, I think I've done for today with weathering. Is there anything you want to see, Ryan?
Nah.
No.
I'm just here to be here.
You too, mate.
Hey, you watch your mouth, Chris.
Chris is a good fella. He wouldn't upset your mum.
I already got in trouble earlier, so
Did you? Before?
Yeah.
Before, mate. What did you
Yelling,
do?
yelling at me for all the bad drinks I drink, and
No, you got to stop. You got to stop having the crap, mate. I'm on Team Cindy right now. You just got to stop having that crap, mate. It's not good for you. I say that I smash iced coffees like I'm going to die tomorrow.
yeah, I know, right?
It's
It's all about the caffeine.
all about that caffeine, baby. That's how we stay late around here. So Cindy says she just likes watching us guys. I don't know why. We just like a couple of larrikins, not achieving a whole lot on low feed.
Mr. Oliver is watching now.
Christian's come back. I don't know if he's been here the whole time or not. Bob's joined us. Thanks for joining, Bob. The views on this live feed have been up down like a yo-yo. I don't know if people are actually leaving and coming back or whether it's just Facebook's telling porkies. As Chris said, he's been here the whole time, yet Facebook said he had left and came back. Right, I'm going to try and hit a couple of spots with a bit of black. Oh, not that dark. Ugh. Weather it out, mate. Good thing you guys can't see what I just painted, because man, that went black.
When in doubt, weather it out.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I dipped a bit in the water and then into the black dust and then onto the truck, and man, that went dark. I'll show you in a second, but I think I've resurrected it. I think I have fixed the problem.
Bob, if you think you're better looking, then you're more than welcome to replace me.
Right, so I'm now adding a bit of water's run down here and stained and that sort of stuff. A bit of paint's come off. I'm using my black powder with a bit of water, and then dabbing some dark muddy colours over the top, just to try and add a little bit of that extra depth that we like, because we like depth.
So in a couple minutes, you wanna turn the phone so you can see what's going on and walk me through what I need to do for that scratch.
Yep, give me a couple of seconds, mate.
I know I probably don't have any of the colors you want me to really have, but
what have you got, mate? We can make it work.
just the same ones that I had before.
I can't remember.
Let me see if I can even find them.
Right, well, Ryan Brewer's joined us. Johnny says, Johnny, we have to get you a better camera. That's easier said than done, mate. Bob says we want to blow up Johnny's feed. Blow it up, mate. Go for it. Go nuts.
Silver, gunmetal, and orange rust is what I have.
What have you got? Orange, rust, gunmetal, and silver.
Yeah.
We can work with that. You just got to, if it's not coming up how you want it, you just got to water it down a bit. So, what do you guys think of this? Are you happy with that? Do you like it? Is it starting to look like a dirty old camel truck?
I like it.
It's a little bit clean through here still. This, like I said, this light doesn't bloody help. And turning this one on, I think just makes everything worse. Shows the windows properly. I like how dirty the windows are. That's good.
Now, what about
Let me move that. I'm listening.
what about doing that? What about doing that window crack effect on a couple of little spots?
I don't know. It's very thick plastic on those windows.
Well, you don't have to crack the plastic, because Kyle Ross has a little spot on his D90 that he said he just took the tip of his razor blade, kind of
Yeah, that's what I did on the old Bronco body.
And then like scratched it.
That's what I did on the old Bronco body to make it look a bit scratched. There we go. I'm trying to get it so that the top light's shining on that too. I'll turn that light off. What do you think of that? No, that made it worse. I'm not having much luck with my lighting here. Does that look old, dirty, and used? I actually really like that part. Not huge on this part. I'm going to have to lighten up around the top here or something. I'll still have to do more around here.
I gotta jump off here real quick. I'll be right back.
All right then. Right, so while we wait, Sneaky to come back. Hopefully he hasn't just wrecked our audio, because the bad habit of when Ryan leaves live feeds, it wrecks the audio for the rest of us. Whilst we're waiting for Ryan, I'm going to just attack this a bit more. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that, mate. Ryan, I need everything. I need good lights. I need good cameras. I need 360 cameras. I need all this stuff I haven't got. But one day, I will have it. I'm getting there. The first step, I think, is... Can you still hear me all right, Chris? I know Ryan stuffed the audio. Useless bloody person he is. Anyway, we'll keep working through a bit. There's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. Hopefully, when he comes back, it's better. If it's not, we might have to just call this a live feed as it is. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you like the effect? Would you do it to your own truck? Does me doing these sorts of feeds make you think to yourself, you know what, I might have a go at that? Because that would be cool. Sounds like you're talking through a pillow. Bloody lovely. Thanks, Ryan. That's not the first time he's done this. Just so you all know. It's the sort of Ryan's thing. He comes in, wrecks the place, and then leaves. All right. I'm just going to keep dabbing a little bit around here and there and wherever else I think looks good. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. All right. Now, I'm going to clean off with the brush, and I want to do a soft, light dusting. Soft, light dusting of everything. I'll flip my camera in a second, Chris, and I'll see if that fixes the audio. Probably won't. So, everyone hate on Ryan right now because he wrecked our audio. Thanks, Ryan. All right. Tell you what, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to can this one because Ryan's wrecked our audio. So, you've seen the dustings. I'll put up some pictures shortly. I'll put up some pictures shortly of what we've done here. See what you guys think. On the next live feed, I will make sure that Ryan is here the whole time and doesn't wreck it. All right. So I shall talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching.